Look, the rumours are completely false. I mean, I did not forget it was going to rain in Austria. I mean, how much of a moron would you have to be to forget the, most important and arguably only part of your job? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari and the unlikely Drivers' Championship Challenge of Antonio Giovinazzi. Today we have the British Grand Prix. Now we have fallen a little ways back of Red Bull in recent races, partly down to this idiot forgetting about the weather, and Mercedes have caught us up a little bit, but we're much better off than we've been in previous seasons. And in the Drivers' Championship, I think you can see behind my head here, we've got Giovinazzi, again, lost a little bit of ground to Verstappen, but still right there in second, and Mick in sixth. He's got some work to do, but let's hope he can sort of push himself up a little bit here as well. Now, not a great deal has happened since last episode. We are into a new R&D period, so we've got a new chassis that is previously was getting designed, that's in manufacture right now. We will have a new rear wing coming as well, and then new side pods and suspensions to try and deal with, as much as anything, the braking and engine cooling issues that we have. So that's all in the pipe work, but we won't see that possibly till after the winter break. And in the manufacturing, you can see the new chassis is still 41 days away. We might get one. We'll get one in 8 days, so we might get maybe one out before the summer break. But it's unlikely that we'll see both drivers with that. And the other parts here are just making sure we've got enough spare parts. So that is all of that. Let's have a look at what we're doing here. And well, it is going to rain for qualifying. I hopefully won't forget that. We can see here the sectors. Red is Sector 1, blue Sector 2, yellow Sector 3. Silver City is one of the great tracks, isn't it? Not many traction zones, mostly high-speed corners and a bit of top speed there as well as needed. Time considerations, it's a weird pit stop because you sort of cut out the last part of the lap, so it doesn't cost you a great deal of time, and it's expected to be a 2-stop. And we've seen, I think, previously making the extra stop is worthwhile, so soft, medium, soft is probably what we'll look to do. And the soft tyre does degrade quickly, but it's also almost a second a lap faster. So, yeah, definitely something that is going to be worth doing, I think. Previously here, Mick won here last year, so that's exciting. Can we go back-to-back? I mean, no reason why not. I don't think Mick will do it, but you never know. Performance targets, qualifying, someone in the top 4 would be very nice, so we should be reaching Q3, never mind Q2. Fastest lap, and someone in the top 4 is absolutely fine. And we've got, what we've got here, we need 2 cars in the top 6 for the next 2 races, and if somebody finishes in the top 6 today, we'll get about 400 grand in the bank, which would be very nice indeed. Alright, let's head off to Silverstone. And yeah, moderate rain potentially for qualifying, so I'll go and hopefully nail a setup here, and then I'll see you with an umbrella ready for qualifying. Alright, so pre-practice is done. Let's have a quick look at how we did. Now, FP1, it was 8 for Mick, and it was 12 for Giovinazzi. Again, we've got old engine parts in, so don't worry too much about where we are in the standings. FP2, it was 11th and 13th. And then FP3, it was interrupted by rain. And where do we end up? I don't know where we ended up here. 13th and 14th. But you can see Mick only did 12 laps. At that point, we'd already nailed setup, so there was nothing really to gain from going out on track. So, 100% setup. It looks like it's raining for the first session here, so I usually stuff these up. So let's see how we go. Alright, so we'll just go out for 1 lap to start with, and no, you're not imagining things. I did change out of roasting here. I had to put a t-shirt on, so yeah, I have changed from red to blue. So yeah, we'll just do 1 lap. It looks like the track is getting marginally worse, so we might get the best track conditions if Sainz stays out of our way, and let's see how that goes. So Giovinazzi's 7/10 off. I'm going to say that's not great.
Okay, cool.
And the track is now getting even better, and we've probably stuffed this up even further. Anyway. Let's send them straight back out. Yellow flag for a Guan Yu Zhou spin. So where are we? Just going down the back straight there. Giovinazzi, and now it's pouring down rain. Thankfully, it looks like we're going to be okay.
Currently P10.
Did he go faster then? Shows how bad his first lap was, doesn't it? And it's absolutely belting down. There probably won't be any more laps done here, I would suspect. Only 4 minutes to go, so almost certainly not, although it's drying out now pretty quickly, to the point where we might need to go back 2 minutes to go. I mean, we're better off on the track than not on the track, aren't we? So we'll go out. But it looks like that drying up is sort of finished now.
Okay,
And in fact, we never even got to do the lap. So, there you go. But we're absolutely fine. 3rd and 10th. That last round was just precautionary, really, wasn't it? So on to Q2. And because it's, I don't know why the game is programmed like this, it's now bone dry and it's going to rain, so everybody's coming out. I mean, the thing is that the tracks just don't dry that quickly, do they? I hope for the new one, which I'm very excited about with the, you know, now that there's going to be create a team in there as well. Hopefully the track will dry at sort of a more reasonable rate. So we've gone P1 with Giovinazzi for now. Here comes Mick. And we'll get a better idea of where we stand. So Mick and Gio are essentially doing the same lap time. And it looks like we've got a nice little gap. Verstappen's coming around. He only just got into this session, actually, did Verstappen. He goes 3rd. And Russell goes 2nd. So it's very, very close between the top 5. But if rain's coming, that should be that. So there we go. 1st and 3rd. That's more like it, isn't it? And no major departures by the look of that session either. So on to Q3 we go. Alright, now again, it's raining for now. We can see at the end of the session it's supposed to be dry. So what we might do is, I mean, there's not even really a point in going out, but it's not supposed to rain in the actual race itself. So we'll send them out for a lap. I sent them both out together there. That was silly, wasn't it? Anyway, we'll send them out for a lap. Try and get something on the board just in case there's a red flag or something at the end and those last runs don't happen. And then we will kind of wait for this dry weather at the end.
Currently P1.
So Mick is about 6/10 off Gio on this occasion. Alright, so the track is dry. We've come out and Mick is... It's really frustrating. Yes, I've told him to drive in clean air and he's obviously not doing it. What's happened is that the Mercedes were going fast on their hot laps, so obviously we had to let them pass, and for whatever reason, it's just shoved Mick up Giovinazzi's gearbox, and he is going faster. But it may well be that this ends up just ruining both laps. But anyway, he's catching Giovinazzi, which probably doesn't bode well for him. But everybody's going to be going faster because everybody didn't do a great lap in the wet relative to what you're going to do now. And I mean, we're clearly getting held up by Giovinazzi at this point. So it is 2nd for Mick, it is 7th for Giovinazzi, and I dare say if Mick had given himself some more space he would have been on pole here. So very, very frustrating, but a front row start for Mick, and Giovinazzi will be 7th. Alright, so strategy-wise, we pretty much have our choice of tyres. I mean, that is just how you've got to do things, isn't it? I wonder if for Giovinazzi, you would think being a little bit out of position, if what we actually want to do is soft, soft, and then medium at the end. And then with Mick, we might do the more conventional strategy. Soft, well, that's it there, is it? Soft, soft, and medium at the end. But yeah, I think with Mick we'll do it this way. And that way we're sort of hedging our bets a little bit. But we should still have a pretty good, we're not doing anything too outrageous, I suppose. So, let's hope we can get this done. Alright, welcome back. And we can see here, Mick on the front row, Giovinazzi. I mean, we did in the end just score a bit of an own goal there, didn't we, with both drivers. There's a lot of medium compounds I can see. If we go and have a look here, Russell's on a hard, so we've got to get past him as soon as possible. If Sainz could just kindly bugger off, that'd be nice. Hang it in there, Mick, hang it in there, and then he should have better traction off here with the soft tyres. Now we might even be able to go and get Verstappen. I wonder if we don't... Oh no, we've still got Sainz right next to us, so we will have to keep deploying. Giovinazzi looks like he has got past George Russell, so that's vitally important, and he's sort of tagged onto the back of the lead group as well as we go for the lead. We'll go back to neutral now. We don't need to do that, and I think given we should have a natural tyre advantage, pace advantage anyway, we won't try and cook these tyres too much. And we might need to actually though do it till we get into the DRS range, because we're in danger of dropping out of it. In fact, we may have just done that. He's quick, Verstappen, isn't he? And Giovinazzi is in the train. With him, I think we might look to play a bit more of a longer game, because he's not in any real danger. You wouldn't have thought Russell on a hard tyre is going to come cruising past, he said. But yeah, Mick is just outside of DRS. But he may have run out of battery, because we've just ducked back inside of DRS. So it could be that he was going a bit of a full push. He's not quite managed to do what he wanted. And we have suddenly cruised right up to the back of him. As easy as that. Alright, so we are on lap 7, and well, we can see we're right behind the back of Ocon here while we're topping up. Mick, it's all over the back of Verstappen, definitely faster, albeit on a soft tyre. We're just harvesting him up, and then what we're going to do is we'll cruise past him, or at least we should, and we'll just sort of try and deploy off into the distance, I think. So both cars are just sort of sitting, waiting to pounce a little bit here. If Giovinazzi gets past, even he should just get past sort of just naturally on the speed advantage that he has here. He might even manage to do it this straight here with a bit of DRS. Not quite. But yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fine because we're just conserving right now. And we might look to get Giovinazzi moving up to the back of Verstappen here if we can. And I mean, Verstappen has been trying to break away. He'll sort of get just to within the edge of the pushing us out of DRS, and then he just comes straight back. He's deploying his battery, and when that's not working for him, he just has no answer. We just cruise straight up to the back. So I suspect that if we go and we've got a yellow flag. It's nothing. Sonoda locking up. It's going to be Giovinazzi going to try and get past there with DRS. We'll deploy Mick now. That should be him. We can see in front of us the battle. He's got the inside line through, I always forget, Luffields, that is, isn't it? And he's gone now. He's absolutely flying. We should get Giovinazzi cruising up to the back of Mick. And, yeah, could we be looking at a Ferrari 1-2? Certainly, no, we're not there yet. We've got to break the DRS to Verstappen. Now, he's probably, again, deploying, trying to stay with us here. But if we can sort of keep him at arm's width, then that should work out okay. He's half a second back now. And if we can get Giovinazzi putting him under pressure, then that's going to work out all the better for us. We've not quite broken the DRS just yet. But if we can break the DRS, then it's going to be an absolute cruise for Giovinazzi to get past. It looks like that's DRS broken now. And up the Hangar Straight, I would suspect we're going to see Giovinazzi cruise past Max, and that's going to be a Ferrari 1-2. Here he goes, easy as you like, no answer. And yeah, here we go. So Giovinazzi and Verstappen, the title rivals, have come together. Verstappen trying to get past, and well, we didn't get any damage on our car that I'm aware of. No, there's no damage on Giovinazzi's car, so hopefully Verstappen's got injured. There shouldn't hopefully Verstappen's not injured. Hopefully the car's injured, and there shouldn't be any penalties for that, surely, because it was just a bit of side-by-side racing, investigation, and yeah, no penalties given. So all's fair in love and war. We will bring Mick in this lap. We've been pushing him on the tyres a little bit because obviously we can't stop both of it. We're not going to do it, but we could maybe just about risk it. And yeah, Giovinazzi then will come in next lap for his other set of soft tyres. We've broken the DRS to Verstappen. You can see we're pushing. Let's go and jump on board here with Mick. And please, can we get... Alright, we want you to come in this lap, Gio. Thank you. Can we get a good stop here? Hopefully we haven't distracted them with that little thing. It's not horrible.
Okay,
But it's about a second slower than ideally we would have liked. And we are going to come out, obviously, down the order, but we're also got fresh tyres. And there's going to be cars stopping in front of us. Yeah, sooner rather than later, for the most part. So we're not going to want to push the tyres that hard for too long. Giovinazzi should just about be ready to come into the pits now. And let's see what we get here. Hopefully about a second faster. As long as it's not any longer. I'll take it. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's just on 3 seconds. Albon has come into the pits as well. And is that Mick just going past us there? So that's not too bad. We can deal with that. Don't be a safety car. Oh, it's going to be a friggin' safety car. We've been absolutely screwed.
Safety car deployed.
And here comes everybody into the pit lane as we try. I can't believe this. It's about 4 seconds faster. So maybe. Oh, look at them all. They're all exiting. They're all exiting. Where's this guy? Oh. So we're second and fifth. Alright, you know what? That could definitely have been worse. We've got Verstappen just in front of us. That could have been worse. It could have been worse. Alright, so safety car is in. We're on board with Giovinazzi. You can see everybody's on a soft tyre except for Mick. So he has a natural disadvantage. Hopefully it will work out okay. That probably means he's going to be the only one on a soft tyre at the end as well. So it'll come back to him. If he just can stay where he is. Both cars we're deploying with just to try and get to the DRS. Mick is already looking like he might hold up a bit of a train here. We have got them both. Have we got them both on rally defend? Yeah, we do. So let's see. Let's see what we get. Obviously, we've got a little bit more tyre life than we otherwise would have had because of the laps behind the safety car. Yeah, I just can't believe if we'd waited one more lap would have done it, wouldn't it? And we could have been okay. But it happens to us a lot, doesn't it? Happens to us a lot. Alright, so we've got Mick and Verstappen in front of us. Now, Mick is really struggling to hang on to the cars in front. This is his medium tyre stint, so, you know, as I said before, he's at a tyre disadvantage, which he will have presumably in the last stint. So if he can keep Verstappen behind him, it's obviously helpful because he's got Giovinazzi there, and that is we need Giovinazzi ahead of Verstappen ultimately. So. Yeah, I'd love if we could get Mick back into the DRS of Ocon and Perez, but I don't think that's going to happen. And we maybe should have sent him defensive, but I think ultimately that's just going to slow us down, and we're still right in the race. If we can stay with Verstappen, you know, he will take us up to the back of. Now we'll just try and ease Giovinazzi past him here if we can, without actually physically telling him to move over. Is that done? It is. So well done, everybody. And we'll see if we can get Giovinazzi back ahead of Max now. And where's Mick? Mick can go back and use the tyres. That's all fine. And are we going to get Giovinazzi past Max Verstappen? He's around the outside. I have the inside now for Club. Is he going to have enough? Oh, around the outside, not quite. But he's right there and giving Verstappen a bit of a wake-up call. Ideally, we probably just need... we can probably really push these tyres, actually. Ideally, we just need to stay with him. And let him sort of use his car up and take us up to the back of these cars in front. But
there's a yellow flag now.
Yeah, anyway, pit stops are coming up soon. Certainly for Giovinazzi anyway. So, battle for the lead, Perez and Ocon, and they've done a Giovinazzi and Verstappen, and that is a lot of debris to drive through. But, yeah, well, we'll see what happens with that. I don't think there's going to be a safety car. Mercedes aren't happy. And it doesn't look like there's a safety car, but we're definitely right up behind the back of Ocon now. If we go back here, I wonder if we could try and deploy and take them both. There's one. Go on. Go on, Gio. Go on, Gio. Not quite. And we still got Verstappen on the inside. But if we can use... well, we've driven past him, so we don't have to worry about that. We won't deploy because he should be pretty much just sitting duck down the back straight. And one of those cars has to have damage, if not both. Surely, that was a lot of debris that came off. And there we go. Giovinazzi is indeed up into second place. And we'll just sort of sprint him to the pit stop now, I think. No doubt as soon as we come in, there'll be a safety car or something horrible. But Mick is staying with this group, which is huge. Because it means when he goes onto his soft tyre, he should, in theory, less a Ferrari stuff up in the pit stop, which will almost certainly happen. He should be, you know, right at the front of the group. Alright, we are on Giovinazzi's in-lap. We've maybe pushed the tyres a scooch too far, but it's okay. He's still doing decent lap times. And we just pray that we get a good Ferrari stop. And is anybody else coming in this lap? No. So there's going to be the chance of us getting an undercut here. Now, one thing we don't have is battery power, really, to be able to... Oh, for Christ's sake, Ferrari. A 5-second stop's going to drop him. I mean, it was so close. That's going to drop him down to 6th. I just don't know what to do with this friggin' pit crew. It's beggars belief, isn't it? So again, the lead, and again, it's Max Verstappen. This time it's Sergio Perez. And it's not really a crash, per se, but more contact in the club. Alright, so we've got a few of the runners in the pits. Both Red Bulls are yet to stop, but everybody else has stopped, more or less now. Now, Perez was the sort of the main competition at the lead of the race. Now, he has come out behind us. Now, what sort of tyre? He's come out on a soft tyre. So, Giovinazzi doesn't have a tyre advantage. He does have a 4-second advantage, though. And Mick will be coming in, where is he? Not this lap. We'll bring him in next lap for a soft tyre. Oh, I just put this lap, so I'm an idiot. There we go. And, yeah, Giovinazzi's been putting in some pretty good lap times compared to low 28s compared to everybody else. Well, why are the Red Bulls stacking? I mean, that just seems a little bit ridiculous, if I'm honest. But let's see where Giovinazzi comes out in relation to them. Now, they can probably go soft as well, can't they? It looks as though we are going to come out in front of them. What sort of gap do we have? Sainz is just under 27, as has one of the McLarens. But 4 seconds, and Verstappen is behind, and Russell is well behind. Alright, let's go and see what Mick can do. If we just get a decent stop, please, and thank you guys. With Harvest coming in. And it's only 13 seconds back to Giovinazzi, so Giovinazzi's going to be well in front. 2.8. Well, 4th time's a charm. Now, can we get him out ahead of Verstappen, which would be nice? No, there goes Verstappen, Perez, so there's a few that have gone past. Which is fine. It's not ideal, but it's okay. Albon's on a medium. Gasly, so we've got a nice tyre advantage over quite a few cars here. But we will need to get some overtaking done. Alright, so unfortunately Verstappen has caught and now passed Giovinazzi as well. And, I mean, if we hadn't had those pit stop issues, the safety car, we'd be so far in front it wouldn't matter. But we're behind Max again. Alright, now unfortunately we just don't have the pace at this stage of the race with Giovinazzi. You can see he's holding up a bit of a train here. We're currently harvesting with Mick. He's got George Russell behind him, though not right behind him. And we're going to try and, although Giovinazzi's pulled out a little bit on Perez this lap. Yeah, so we're going to try and cut through this. We need Giovinazzi to finish ahead of Mick. We need him ideally to finish ahead of Verstappen as well, don't we? But he's 3 seconds up the road. The only chance we have is if he starts to cook his tyres, and maybe we can make some ground back up. Last lap, we were 0.3 faster with Giovinazzi, so maybe we could have some wishful thinking that that could be on the cards, but I somehow suspect that is not going to be the case. And if we can get second and third here, I think that's going to be a good day. But yeah, again, we'll have to kind of wait and see. With a yellow flag, what's happened there? Multiple cars have crashed, and we're going to get a safety car. Is it involving Verstappen again? No, it's Lando Norris. It's a little ways back, so it doesn't really affect us that one. But it's, again, same part of the track. Well, it's not a crash, it's a bump at best. Alright, so here we go with Mick. We're burning any extra fuel that we have. We're deploying our battery. We're on the outside of Gasly. That should be done. We should get DRS down this back straight on one of them, well, two of the Mercedes, but one of them will have it, one of them won't. Not really going to get... This is where we could find ourselves getting stuck. Giovinazzi is edging back towards Verstappen. Now, we're using up tyres to get there. Actually, we probably can't afford to do that, but we're going to keep going anyway, because what have we got to lose, really, other than second spot? Yeah. Mick's not quite been able to get this done yet, has he? And again, we're going to be a little bit careful on tyre life, because we do need to get to the end of the race. It's not quite worked out as we'd like just yet. But what we don't need is Gasly coming back past us. Was it 4 laps to go? 3.5 laps to go. So we're going to get there with tyres for Giovinazzi. He's got the gap down to 2.1. We just have to be a little bit careful on the tyres here with Mick. But he's all over the back of Perez. Can he get a lunge done there? Not quite. So there is now 3 laps to go. You can push. You're going to get... that should get the tyres home. Go on, Giovinazzi. Have a full attack at this, mate. Let's see what we can do. Last lap, he was 0.7 faster. So you never know. Right, let's deploy. Let's go and get this friggin' Mercedes. If we can get one, the other one doesn't have DRS and it'll be absolutely fine. Come on, Mick. He's just hanging on to DRS right now, is Perez. Can we go send one up around the outside, perhaps? We just don't have the tyre life to do this. I fear a little bit. Here we go. There's a good run. There's a good run. There's a good run. Down the outside. Should get that done. Inside for the next one. We'll get DRS off of Sainz. And that should... Well, it's Mick not quite on the podium. But he's pretty close now. And, oh, Giovinazzi just been blown away that lap by Verstappen, has he? Why is that gap gone back out to 2.8 seconds? What's going on there? 27s. So why is that gap suddenly blown right out? It's Verstappen just playing games, is he? So that's annoying. Alright, well let's not do anything silly then with Giovinazzi. Obviously, that's not happening. Oh, but we go back to Mick on the coming around to start the final lap and alongside Carlos Sainz. Now, we probably want to not be in front to make sure we get the DRS down the back straight. So we'll deploy from here, because if we can get in front, that should be that, but we've not managed to do that. Let's keep deploying. It could come down to the hangar straight. I mean, there's absolutely no reason to hang on to anything of your tyres. So it's full send. It's deploy. And down the outside, we should have this done. Looping around. We'll back the petrol off. And Mick is going to get himself on the podium. So it is second and third. Giovinazzi second. Mick Schumacher third. A good race. But Verstappen winning just pulls that lead further in the Drivers' Championship to Gio. And unfortunately, it comes back, doesn't it? Bad pit stops and that safety car as well, which was an absolute killer. But Giovinazzi up 5, Mick down 1, but ultimately a good day. If we look at the drivers, 20 points. I mean, it's not insurmountable. If he has a DNF, you know, and Giovinazzi wins, we're back in front. So that's okay. Mick has closed the gap a little bit to those in front, which is good. And if we look at the constructors, well, we were the best team on the day. We've put a point back on Red Bull, but perhaps more importantly, we've put 11 points out on Mercedes. So, successful, I'd say, that one. And next up, it is Hungary, which I believe is the last... Oh, it's Belgium, the last race before the summer break. It might be Belgium. Anyway, summer break is approaching, and we've got new parts coming through. We're just losing touch, aren't we, with both Red Bull and Verstappen. But maybe Hungary will be a sort of track that suits us. We are good in slow corners. If we can get... We just need one result to get ourselves right back up there, don't we? Maybe we'll get that at Hungary. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. See you next time. Take care.